Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode I'll be chatting with you guys about something called the CPAT system from TCC Magic. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about something from TCC Magic. Alright, this is, well, I guess you can consider this to be kind of a mentalism related item. Okay, it's called the CPAT system. Well, what this is it's kind of like an information gathering device. Okay, but it's not electronic. You know, it doesn't depend on a peak of some kind, okay, and it still will give you a piece of information that a spectator has, well, written down. So the CPAT system comes to you in this little box, okay, and I'll unbox it. I'll show you the contents of what you receive in just a short while. Along with the box itself, right, you will also get access to a tutorial video, all right, which is a really short one. You know, it's just about 15 minutes or so, and on the video they will teach you exactly how to set up your CPAT, all right, and how to use it as well, some troubleshooting tips, and also they'll offer you some other methods, all right, of getting information should the let's say the basic method not quite work out. I would actually have loved to see some live performances using the CPAT system, you know, because of the nature of the product itself. You know, I think it would be really great to see some live, you know, performance clips just to get more confidence, I think, in actually trying this out. So let's talk a little bit about what you get inside the box. Okay, so inside the box you'll receive well, a couple of things. Okay, mainly these two little packages. All right, and one of them is actually a stack of like post-it notes. Okay, which are like this kind of a size, which will fit just, you know, nicely inside this unit itself. They are enough, I think, to last you quite a number of performances. You know, but I do believe that you can actually get post-its, you know, of this kind of a size as well. Okay, so getting refills, you know, if you do continue to use this, shouldn't be a problem at all. Then we come to this unit. Okay, so let me just open it up. All right, it comes to you in two parts. Okay, so it opens up this way. All right, it's a little case, I suppose, and inside here there is a little space, a little slot for you to stick the post-it note in. Okay, so the post-it note goes there, and then you've got this kind of a cover as well. Now, I'm not sure what this is made of. It feels kind of like cardboard, I think, along with some foam for the frame. All right, and there's a little, you know, square or rather rectangular piece as well here, so that this fits nicely on top of the frame itself. Okay, so what happens in this routine, or well, it's not exactly a routine, all right, in this method is you hand this to the spectator and they will make their writing, okay, using any kind of a marker, all right, a Sharpie or any kind of a, you know, indelible marker, I suppose, on this piece of paper. Once they've written the information, your head can be turned away, all right, you're not looking at all. Remember, this is not a peek method. This case is then you know, placed on top to seal the information inside. Once the information is safely out of sight, then you turn around, and from here you can go into your review. So let's talk about some of the details. Okay, now the information that is written on the pad, all right, on the post-it note rather, is kind of limited to numbers. Okay, so it can be a single-digit number, a two-digit number. You can probably do it with a three-digit number as well. Okay, in fact, in the tutorial video, it is actually taught as like a three-digit number kind of a reveal. Okay, and the conditions that is advertised, you know, it's not electronic. You know, it's low tech, it's not electronic. Your head can be turned away, and there is no peeking as well. Okay, and I'm sure many of you well versed in this kind of a thing will probably already kind of suss out the method. In fact, when I saw the ad copy and when I looked at the unit itself, just before looking at the tutorial video, I kind of guessed at the method and I was thinking, maybe, I don't know. Then when I watched the tutorial video, and yeah, it is, okay? So yeah, you're limited to numbers, okay? So if you're thinking of using like a drawing or like a word, or that kind of a thing, it's not gonna work, okay? This really is just limited to digits, numbers. So my thoughts on this is that, well, I suppose it is quite a clever or a nice way to kind of reignite some interest in this really old method, right? But well, first of all, when handing this kind of a thing to a spectator, I don't know what this is, right? It's like I can't describe what this is. It's something that I've really never seen before, right? It's like a cardboard frame with like a case that fits on top. It's not like anything I would have seen in the real world before, right? So that's the first thing. Secondly, I think the method will take quite a bit of work. Okay, it's not easy. All right, it's not easy. I mean, the design of the prop is supposed to kind of enhance the effectiveness of this kind of an approach, to getting the information. But I don't think it's going to be easy because, well, you're kind of limited to, well, number one, you're only limited to numbers, that's the first thing. And then you are also going to be limited by the kind of environments that you perform in. Okay, so only in certain environments I think this will work. The ironic thing is that the more suitable the environment is, the more obvious I think the method will be, right? In fact, this is not a method that I use at all, okay? I know of the method. In fact, many of you will know of this method. It's not a method I use at all, but, when performing close-up, I have been accused, right, of using this method, even when I wasn't. So people do accuse you of these kinds of things anyway, and this actually just uses that, okay, that they will kind of accuse you of using. So all those things considered, right, this kind of a prop, having, I've not seen this kind of a thing before, the nature of the method, the environments that you can use it in, and then the difficulty level, of executing the method quite well, I think. It's not going to be easy because, well, many people are going to do things, shall we say, differently, right? So while you can go into this kind of prepared, you might just run into some issues, right? And so all those things considered, at the end of the whole thing, you get 3 digits. So well, the amount of work you put in and the environments that you perform this in, and then, at the end of the day, you just get like 3 digits, right? And don't get me wrong, you can do a lot with 3 digits, right? Currently at this point, I would probably go into some kind of a, numerology kind of a reading, past, present, future, that kind of a thing. But you really do just get 3 digits, right? And I think the pluses, in this case, might not necessarily outweigh the cons. All right, the cons being, having to touch this unit, right? Because I think if you're going to use like an iPad, for example, you can do a really similar effect, right? You turn your head away, they write down their 3-digit number, they tear the piece of paper away, they fold it up, place it in their pocket. You take back the pad, and place it away, and you get information then. Right, so I think the bonus, or rather the pluses of this method is that your head can be turned away, they write down the 3-digit number, you don't have to touch anything, right? You don't take anything back, they close this up, the number is secure, you turn around and you can tell them the number, right? So I'm not sure if the conditions make that much of a difference enough for me to want to work this. Because I've given you the kind of pros and cons, and really at the end of the day, you are just given access to a 3-digit number. Similarly, if you were to use like any billet technique, such as AN, for example, you can go with a 3-digit number. You could go for a name, right? You know, a word, a name. You know, for an iPad as well, you can get a drawing or, you know, a word. So it's much more flexible, I think, you know, for those kinds of methods, right? But for this, you're just limited to a 3-digit number. So I think you do need to kind of take that into consideration as well, right? You're going to work really hard at this to get it right, you know, as close as possible to 100%. But even then, I don't think you can get it to 100%, you know, and yeah, you know, all that work for just the 3 digits. So let's talk about the outs that are offered to you, all right? The kind of fail safes, I suppose. After the spectator has written down, you know, the number, this unit is then placed face down onto the table, all right? And then from there, you go into, well, I won't say exactly what it is, but you go into a kind of proving, okay, phase that, you know, you show them that, you know, I really can't see through this. You know, it's on the table and, you know, check it out. You really can't see through this. It's opaque, right? And then during that course of sequence, that action, you will get a peek. Okay, you will get a peek. Now, it is a clever peek. However, I think it really just calls so much attention, right, to the prop itself, you know, and the nature of how things are, right? I mean, if what we as mentalists we would like to do is get information written down, and, you know, you get rid of it like immediately, you know. But in this case, after they've written it down, you take it back, and then you stress, you know, look, it's opaque, and then, you know, you go through a series of, I think it feels a bit contrived way of proving, you know, even before anything has started, right? You prove and then you get your peak. So it will work, you know, but it just doesn't feel as natural to me, all right, and as deceptive as other methods, all right, which will give you more types of information to begin with. So, well, that's all I have to say about the CPAT system, you know. I think I was, well, based on the description alone, I was quite looking forward to it, and I was a little bit, well, underwhelmed, I think, you know, especially, I think some of you will feel the same way, you know, if you pick this up and you open it up and you'll be like, oh, you know, you have probably that kind of a reaction. Some of you might be able to get this to work, you know, it's all subjective, I suppose, you know, methods wise, but for me, it's not going to be something that I think I can depend on, all right? And even if it were to be kind of dependable, it really just gives me 3 numbers, which I do have other methods to get anyway, and which I think are more flexible. Alright, but that's all I have to say about the CPAT system from TCC. If you'd like to have a look, you know, at the CPAT system, you know, I will leave the link for TCC's website in the description box down below. Alright, but that's all for today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it as well. Do remember, you know, if you're new to the channel, you know, and if you enjoy my videos and if you like what I do, please do hit the subscribe button. Alright, every subscription counts and it really motivates me to continue putting out these videos for you guys on YouTube. Alright, but for now, guys, thanks for watching again, and do stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on the next episode of Nique Chats.